I can give a little bit more background on the city council's review of land use decisions and why that's being proposed to be changed. So probably with the older code, the code that was in effect before the one today, the one today went into effect in 2006. The provision for council review of land use appeals for developments for like a privately initiated development. Everything had to go through council. And they could not make the 120-day review period. And it was it was a liability for the city, honestly. And so there was a proposal at the time to say, okay, well, let's not make this a mandatory path to the city council, but it was actually to remove it entirely. But the council at the time said, don't make it mandatory, just make it discretionary. Yeah. And we'll decide which ones we want to hear. That was because they weren't comfortable giving it all up at the time. Since that has happened, the council has realized that they do not want to be in the chain of review for these things. And they've actually, this was requested at their proposal that we change the code to remove the ability for this to go to the city council. So I think it's an evolution that's catching up with just modernization of our permitting processes. City councils used to be involved in lots of minutia types of decisions for private development years ago. And this was just a vestige of that. They've asked to be relieved of that. Makes a lot of sense. We can't make the 120-day review period, even if they want to hear one of these. It's just a practice.
I think it's somewhere it's a balance, because Luba, which I never even heard of until a couple of months ago, it just seems that that's kind of in never land. You know, it's just this organization, you know, kind of behind the screen. And how does the average citizen of Bend interact? I mean, so if there's not a discretionary avenue for a project that has a lot of public concern to be heard by city council, and they're just kicking it to Luba, I'm concerned that the citizens of Bend, their elected officials are not being responsive to the needs and desires of the citizens. So I'm not in favor of that.
Okay, fair point, but I will just let the commission know one other thing. Under the statute for a limited land use decision, we don't have to offer any local appeal at all. It can just go straight to Luba. I mean, it could be a planner decision goes out, you can appeal this to Luba. So we already provide for one local appeal of an administrative decision here, and that's to the hearings officer. And so we structure our processes around there to make sure that we can get an initial decision out by staff and then leave enough time for an appeal to go to the hearings officer. It's just then to have another appeal beyond the hearings officer is what we're trying to eliminate.